Welcome guys, and in today's video I want to talk about the struggles and the problems we have when tattooing lines, and specifically today on fake skin. Now I've heard from a lot of you that your lines are coming out light, you can't see them, or you're blowing through your skin. Whatever the case may be, today I want to try to take a few minutes and address those issues. And if you enjoy this kind of content, give it a like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notifications when I post, when I go live, or anything like that. Also, you're going to notice that we're going to be doing some of our recording in a separate room. We just started getting that room set up, so let me know down below what you'd like to see behind me, what you'd like to see in the room, everything like that. It's in its very early stages. And this new room will allow us to make videos a bit more efficiently, especially when all we need is a desk to work off of. So in today's video, we just need a desk. So let's go. All right, the first thing we need to do, so for today we're going to be using the same CNC Q2 that we've been using for quite a while now. And as far as needles are concerned, we're going to be using a Quadrant 9-round liner with a long taper. Now you don't have to use a long taper, it's just what I use, so that's what I have. I'm going to be running the machine at 8.1 volts with my needles thrown out this far. Now I hear a lot of problems about people having so much vibration in the table when they're tattooing fake skin, a lot of problems with lines kind of looking really sketchy, really shaky. So we're going to go over a lot of that, and I'm going to show you the difference between going really fast, really slow, and finding that mid. So the first thing you can do if you're having trouble with vibrations is take some paper towels. Now you can make this pile thicker or thinner. So for me, I'm just going to take what seems to be about 5 of them and put that underneath of my fake skin. Now this should help with vibrations now. The table might not feel like it's going to fall apart underneath of you, right? With everything set up, I put a little Inkies on the back of my hand. Now again, you can use A&D, Vaseline, Hustle Butter. There's lots of products, we go over this often, but this is going to be the product I use today. And I'm going to tell you that you need to have some sort of ointment when tattooing fake skin, because the ink is such a pain in the butt to get off the skin, the fake skin that is, where green soap and water and things like that don't really do the job you need. You need something like this that will help take the ink off the skin. So I've got black loaded up in here, and I'm going to run a line, and we're going to run that line pretty quickly, because I think this is the concern or the problem most of you are having. So again, if you're having problems with vibrations, paper towels underneath your fake skin. Now, I'm going to run a line. We'll do it up here in the corner. So we take a little bit of that ointment from the back of our hand, put it onto the fake skin, and wipe. And that's how you're able to get rid of the ink that's sitting on the fake skin that's so annoying. So there you have a nice thin straight line. We moved at a pretty decent speed, a little faster than you might want to move in fake skin, but nonetheless we have a nice line. Now I'm going to show you that again, but this time we're going to move fast, and I think that's the problem a lot of people are having, is they're moving too quickly. So here we go again. So there's the line, and we drew that, or we tattooed that about as quick as we might draw that line. So again, we dab it, get a little ointment on there, wipe it away. And as you can see, there's quite a difference. We don't have the same sort of saturation that we did when we took our time. But really, I would call this first line a mid-speed, right? This is mid-speed to voltage. 8.1 volts at the speed you saw me move. I would say in fake skin is a decent speed, but I still think it's just a touch too fast. Whereas this line here is just way too quick. So over here, I'm going to do another line, and we're going to go pretty slow. Now, as you can see by the third line, you really start to understand that yes, maybe we were moving a little fast here, way too fast here, and this is the desired result. A lot of times we're moving just too fast. You have to slow down, or maybe your voltage is too low for the speed you want to move your hand. I wouldn't necessarily suggest turning it up to like 12 and moving as quickly as you want. It doesn't necessarily going to work for everybody. Okay, let's tap to another line, and I'm going to show you what other results you might be getting. Here we go. So now I'm moving really, really slow. Really slow. Okay, there we go. Now I don't know if you noticed this, what happened here, right? So we'll wipe this away. How come this line looks so much different from our other lines? The reason is we didn't put the needle into the fake skin much at all. We just pretty much floated it along the top where just the tips of those needles were going into the fake skin, resulting in very little saturation. And if this was on real skin, potentially it just wouldn't be there when it healed. So sometimes you can have your voltage set perfectly, your hand speed perfectly, but you're still not getting the results you want. And it could be because your depth is just a little too shallow. You're just running a bit too shallow. Now I'm going to run that line again, but I'm going to go just a little bit deeper, and we're going to slowly work ourselves up to where we think we should be. So here we go again. We're just going to try to go a little bit deeper here. So here's our next line. Wipe that one off. Little A and D. So there's our second line. You can see we went a little bit deeper, but still not the right depth. So if you're working at home, you're going, I went deeper on it, even as dirty as all this sounds, but you went deeper on it and you still don't have the desired result. So again, that's why we're practicing. That's why we're trying to figure this out. So we're going to go a little bit deeper again and see if we can get the right result. Now, if you notice, our hand speed is pretty much the same between these two so far, and we're going to try to maintain the same hand speed on the third one, but this time just trying to get it where we want it. Yes, for the most part, depth-wise, not bad. That's probably about where we want to be. You can actually see right there, if you get close, that my hand was there, and then it must have come up just a tiny bit as it continued. Consistency in the skin is key as well. If not, then you're going to get thicker lines, thinner lines, and things like that. Okay, the fake skin is not super soft. It's actually quite tough, and it takes a little bit more effort to penetrate and get good saturation in fake skin than it does in real skin. So don't be too alarmed if the sounds you're getting back sound a little rough. That's just sometimes the way it is, and putting a little bit of a padding underneath your fake skin will definitely help absorb those vibrations. I'm going to turn the voltage on this way down. We're going to go down to like 5 volts. All right, just for an example, 5.1 volts. Now I'm going to move my hand about the same speed I moved it before. And I want to show you that your voltage to hand speed is very critical. Here we go. Okay, so there's the line I was running at 5.1 volts. Everything pretty much still the same. Now if we wipe that away, you see that it's not nearly as saturated as maybe these lines are, right? That tells me that our voltage is just too low for the speed we're trying to move. So I'll show you how slow we probably have to move with our voltage at 5.1 volts. Okay, So that was at 5.1 volts, moving really slow, almost painfully slow. You wouldn't want to move that slow, and you still don't get the proper results. So if you're getting lines that look like this, or even look like this, okay, that's the result of your hand speed being too fast for your voltage. Now, we're going to do the complete opposite. I'm going to turn this sucker up. We'll go to 10.8 volts. Oh, macaroni sound. We'll go to 10.2 volts. And you're going to potentially see the complete opposite effect here. And now, with our speed turned up quite high, we don't have to move very slow at all. We can move quite quickly if you wanted to. But for me, I know that I can move quicker at 10.2 volts or 10 or whatever is above what my usual run, but I am very comfortable running at 8.1 volts, 8 volts, 8.2, 8.3, right around there. So for me, that's my comfort zone. For you, it might be 10, 11, 12 volts. But just keep in mind your hand speed has to coincide with your voltage. So again, the depth is important, your speed is important, and stretching is important. Now, if we were on real skin, stretching would be very, very, very important. And we're going to do a video just about stretching. But today, I want you to keep in mind that even on fake skin, you might need to stretch it a little bit, or at least keep a hand on it to keep it from vibrating. Now, when you're tattooing it and you have some cushion underneath, there's room for movement. You see this? I can push it down, like just push the skin down. So that means when my needles are running through there, it's vibrating quite a bit. And if you want to keep a more consistent and clean straight line, I would encourage you to take your hands and stretch it out. Stretch this way and stretch this way. So that when you come through, you get it as tight as you can. Now again, it's fake skin, you can only get it so tight, yada yada, but this is important if you're looking to get as crisp a line as possible. Stretch, or at least keep it from vibrating by putting a hand on it to allow your hand to absorb some of the vibrations from the fake skin. One other thing, a little off topic, but is a common problem for people. Let's say you got ink all over your fake skin, right? Because you've been working, you've been lining and all that. So now we got all this ink all over. So what do? Oh, no problem. We're just going to wipe it away, right? Oh, crud. So you got this nasty smear. So you say, I'm going to grab my sweet green soap over here and take care of that problem. Put a little green soap on there and wipe it away. Still, it picked up quite a bit, but there's still a lot there. That's why if you take a little bit of your ointment, put it down over top, just straight on top, and rub it in. And there you go. Well, our goal today was to maybe help a few people who are having some struggles tattooing lines in their fake skin. So I hope after watching this video that maybe you learned a thing or two, maybe you understand why you're getting the results you're getting. Nonetheless, it just takes time, hard work, and consistency. And I really want to say thank you to all of you who are watching, who are taking the time to learn this amazing skill. I really feel like our community is growing, and I really thank you very much. Also, we got some cool stuff coming up. We got a new machine on the way. We got some new power supplies on the way. So do subscribe, do smash the like button, do ring the bell to get notifications when we post. And until next time, guys, peace.